Hi, so in this tutorial I'm going to show you a little bit about how Dreamweaver templates work and how to use snippets within Dreamweaver CS4. Now, first of all, if we open the Dreamweaver itself, you see this welcome screen. Obviously, if you want to disable this, you can click on this checkbox here. You're going to get a pop-up. Well, next time if you want to turn it on, you have to go to the preferences dialog, and in the general category you can actually select this to see it again. But anyway, we don't want this to happen. So if we click on more and create new, and if we go to the page from sample, you've got a number of different templates here. There are style sheets and frame sets. Well, I don't really want to use any kind of frame sets, but for this the purpose of this video, let's have a look at this one. Fixed right nested top, and click doc type. We want XML, XHTML 1.0 transitional. You can use strict or XHTML 1.1. Let's click on create. Now we need to provide the titles for each frames. Right frame will be right frame and so on. If you look at this, you get the whole bunch of different tags, everything on a frame set. Now these days we don't use this kind of stuff, so forget about it. Anyway, this is how you would use templates. You can use page templates from what you've already done. You can start with some blank templates as well, say HTML templates, one liquid center, center header and footer. Then we've got hybrids and so on. If we look at as you can see in the preview, you can see that it's based on the percentage actually. So let's do something like this one: 3 absolutely positioned header and footer. Okay, then we do the same thing. Layout CSS, add to head, which is fine because we want this to actually no, we don't want this within the file itself. We want to link to to create a new file. Okay, if you had any kind of CSS styles, you could link them here. Now if we click on create, where we're gonna save it, first of all, we haven't defined any project yet. So if we go to the place we're gonna be doing it, I'm gonna go to desktop for the time being. I'm gonna create a new folder because it's going to be HTML website. We don't have to be worried about the server and so on. So it's going to be based, let's call this test folder, create, and a CSS. Let's leave the name as default for now, but let's create as well style folder for this inside of our test folder, and click on save. Okay, so now we've got this whole template done. We go to design view. You see it's already filled up with some temporary content, and we can start working with this, obviously changing this. My website, sidebar, left sidebar, then we've got a content and so on. You can play with this. Anyway, that's how to use the templates. Sorry, continue, don't warn me again, and don't save. Okay, now another thing which I wanted to talk to you about today is snippets. This is what I'm actually using, because the previous things I'm never using actually templates, but I just wanted to show you actually how they work. So obviously if you go to the snippets panel, and now what's happening, if we create any new site definition, let's say we create site, and let's call it test site. Then if we go to the local folder, let's say on the desktop, to the same folder, choose and click on OK. Okay, and done. Now within this folder, we're going to create a new file and I call it index.html. Now open this file, and hey, we've got obviously our standard meta content type with character set and a title. But hey, I'm also going to include description, meta keywords, and one meta tag which makes images, image toolbar actually to disappear. So if we go to the insert, we go to the HTML, then we go to the head tags, meta description, I'm going to leave it as blank, as a placeholder. Then I'm going to use the same HTML, meta tags, keywords, blank again, and the next one, I just need to go to one of my websites and find it actually, because I don't remember exactly how it should be written. So I'm going to the page view. If I look at the meta image toolbar content, no. So I copy this, go back to Dreamweaver and paste it here. Now you see this whole hassle, it took me about a minute and a half. We can simplify it. Simply, once you've done it once, select all these meta tags, go to the snippets panel, create your own set. This one we want to be outside of this snippets actually. Sometimes it's happening like that and you don't really, it doesn't allow you to get out from it. So, okay, let's create, let's remove this one. Yes, I want to remove it. Make sure you don't select any other folder. Click on the folder. And now you're gonna create the custom ones. Oh, sorry. Custom, that's fine. And now inside of it, if we click on this new snippet and call it meta tags, and it's wrapping a selection or insert a block, it doesn't matter because it's still actually adding the entire thing which we've selected within the page itself. So click on OK, and now we've got a new snippet created. If we, let's say, then create some basic structure of the page, let's say div id wr for wrapper, closing one, div again, id hd for header, div id nv for navigation, div id cnt for content, and div id footer ft. That's all fine. Obviously we would be using more of a rather than just this few, but let's say we've got this structure again. Selecting this, we select our custom snippet folder, create on a click on a create new snippet, wrap selection, it selects all of these divs which we've selected on the page. Click on OK. Actually we didn't rename it, so let's say content 1 column. Okay, that's all fine. Now if we close this page and if we create another page, let's say this time we're gonna call this new page test.html, open it and have a look at this. Rather than doing all these things from scratch, I'm just creating a place for our meta tag snippets, select the snippets, drop them, and hey, there we go, it's done. Same about the content with 1 column, select it, paste it, done. No hassle anymore. So you just create it once and then just copy this from the snippets panel. You can also select it, and once you've selected the snippet actually and click on insert button, and it does exactly the same as many, you can paste it as many times as you want. So that's how templates and snippets work within Dreamweaver CS4, and not only because actually snippets and templates were working like this in the previous versions as well. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll speak to you in the next video.